I'm Dr. Walker, a small animal veterinarian, and today I want to take you through looking at the Go Solutions skin and coat care formulas by Pet Curin. They are a Canadian company, so that is definitely a bonus. But I was very surprised when we started getting into the nitty-gritty of the nutrients, of what those ingredients are providing, and some of those extras that they provide in their skin and coat formulas. Let's get started. So there are 7 formulas that they have in their skin and coat line. All of them are grain inclusive, which is wonderful. And they are all based off of single ingredients. So this one is picked this one on their website. This is their duck formula. So their the only protein source is duck. In regards to animal protein, they all of their formulas have added rich in omega-3s, rich in vitamin E and biotin, as well as Zin Pro Propath mineral blend. Now, salmon oil we know is really good for omega-3 fatty acids, which is great for skin health. Biotin, which is a B vitamin, great again for skin cell growth, as well as providing a great skin barrier. This, though, the Zin Pro Path Mineral Blend, this is actually something that I find very impressive to be able to provide this in dog food. So this is actually a patented technology that has been designed. They use amino acids to transport the minerals throughout the body. This enables the minerals to effectively reach the target areas, so the target tissues and organ systems, so that these minerals are able to be utilized throughout the body, and it reduces the nutrient waste and optimizes overall pet health. There are very few brands that use this. Great bonus for providing great skin barrier support, excellent shiny coat, and healthy coat, as well as they claim that it helps with wound healing, and if they have the rough paw pad, it helps to support paw pad health as well. So again, you cannot base a food off of the ingredient list alone. You have to look at those nutrients that these ingredients are providing. But one thing I do really want to point out is that all of these skin and coat formulas, they all have so this one, because it's the duck formula, so it's duck meal. The chicken has chicken meal. The lamb has lamb meal first. So the very first ingredient is a meal of that protein. When we've got this as the first ingredient, any meal means that it is a very concentrated, rich source of protein, which means that this duck meal is a very, very big supply of animal protein in this formula. And yes, oatmeal, whole brown rice, whole oats, all of that does have some protein, but the biggest things for these are it's going to be their energy source as well as great fiber for digestion. Again, just off these nutrients alone, our ingredients alone, we can't, confirm that these are appropriate for your dog, but we have to look at these nutrients, and that's where we are going to go to next, is to compare all of these formulas with their nutrients to see if they do stand up to everything that we see here on their website. All right, so here is the chart that I've put together for us to kind of get all that really important information all in one spot so we can easily compare the different formulas that are in the skin and coat care line. There's 7 formulas here. So the first one we've got is salmon, then we've got lamb, duck, turkey, chicken, a large breed adult salmon, and a large breed puppy salmon. All of these are grain inclusive. All of them are single animal protein, except the chicken. It is chicken with some salmon in there as well. When we come down to the AFCO statements, the first thing we will note here is that all 7 of these formulas are formulated, so they have not done any feeding trials through AFCO. They have just been formulating their diets, which is a little bit unfortunate. It would be nice if there were feeding trials present. The other thing too with this AFCO statement is that they are all listed. The first 5 are all listed as in all life stages. So this means that the nutrients that this diet is providing your dog is meant for puppies, is meant for adults, as well as seniors. The large breed adult, you will see there is meant for maintenance, and then the large breed puppy doesn't say it's all life stages. It's only meant for growth of puppies of all sizes. The only thing to be very, very careful with when you have a large breed puppy is checking what that AAFCO statement says, because the lamb formula says it is an all life stages, but not for large breed puppies. The rest of them are fine for large breed puppies, but not the lamb one in particular. Now, when we have all life stages food, the nutrients are automatically going to be a little bit higher, especially that calcium and phosphorus, because a puppy requires higher nutrients than what an adult dog does for maintenance. Here, and like with the large breed too, so that formula, the large breed puppy, it's claiming that it's growth for all size puppies. So there is a chance that the nutrients there, when we get to that, might not be as good for a large breed as it would be for a small medium breed. So when we come down to the actual nutrients, so looking at these for whether a puppy or an adult, the protein is less than 32%. 30% or less, which is exactly where they should be for a puppy and adult. An adult should ideally be less than 30%, which these are all are, except for that specific growth formula. For the fat, for the first 5 is right where it should be. So the fat content for a puppy and an adult, it's right within that range. So an adult should be less than 20 and a puppy should be less than 25%. Fiber for an adult dog should be less than 5%. So we can see here that we are all right there. For puppies, there is not a specific fiber requirement in regards to the amount, but it is still less than 5. So that's great. For the calcium and phosphorus, now this is where we can kind of get away, where these companies can get away for a dog being fed a bit of a higher calcium and phosphorus food, because it is listed as an all life stages. So for a puppy, the calcium should not be any higher than 1.7 and the phosphorus should not be higher than 1.3%. Here we can see that these calcium and phosphorus are all right within that for a regular puppy. The 2% calcium on the lamb is very high, whether you're an adult, a growing puppy, small, medium, or large breed. Now, when we come over to the large breed specific puppy food, a large breed, again, has very specific requirements. So their calcium should not be higher than 1.2%, and their phosphorus should not be higher than 1.1. Now here we can see it is a little bit high for the large breed puppy. Again, it's very mild in regards to how high, like in comparison to what it should be, very mild increase, but that ratio is definitely very much appropriate for all of the other size puppies out there. And then I've also included the omega-6 and omega-3 just because this is a skin and coat care formula. Omega-6s are important for skin health. The omega-3s are great for anti-inflammatory effects. And we can see here that actually the large breed adult salmon with grains has the highest omega-3, which results in the lowest omega-3 to 6 fatty acid ratios. The calories per cup is also included in here. So it is a decently calorically dense formula. All these formulas within this line are a decent calorie source, which is nice, but something to be mindful of when we are feeding our dogs, that we do not overfeed. I know it's very easy to do sometimes, but it is very important that we do watch how many calories are in a cup of whatever food we are feeding, to ensure we are providing them with the adequate amount that they require. So as you can see, all of these formulas within the skin and care line are pretty good. There's a few things I really wish that they could change. One would be that they would have specific adult formulas and ones for specific puppy growth, rather than doing all life stages. So then that way the nutrients required for those specific needs and those stages are more tailored for them. If I had to pick one diet of those 7, personally, I think I would go with the large breed salmon adult food for maintenance. The nutrients are pretty good. The calcium phosphorus, again, are a little bit high, but overall, it's a very well balanced formulated diet. At the end of the day, all of these are a great option for a dog that requires maybe just a little bit more skin support and coat health. Do you feed Go Solutions? If you do, please let me know what formula you're feeding. If there are other diets out there that you're interested in learning more about, please put them in the comment section below, and I would gladly go through those with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!